The 2020 Ford Explorer is one of Ford's top-selling vehicles. It's incredibly important for them. That's why it was a major issue when the first models of the 2020 redesign had production quality issues. They retooled their Chicago plant in just 31 days, changing from a front-wheel drive architecture to the new rear-wheel drive architecture, and a change like that quickly was way too quick. Ford admitted that they had production quality issues at first, but now they have said that they have ramped up their quality assurance. Well, we have two here at Gas Guzzlers. You all may remember we previously filmed a Platinum Explorer, but there was one big oversight in that video. We did not review one with the tech package, but this one has it. So we're very excited to take a look at this vehicle today. We also have an ST here that we're going to show you a little bit about. So now that Ford's improved their quality and we've improved ours, let's take a look at these vehicles. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. We're close to doing test drives with dealers. We just need to be a little bit bigger, so subscribe, like, help us get there. Thank you all so much for watching, and a big thanks to Coonsport of Baltimore, especially Desmond, for letting us take a look at these awesome cars. Now let's get into it. Starting at the front, this thing still looks really beefy. I love the hood, the nice bulging they do to it, and then down here it just really bulges out and looks good. The place I want to draw your attention though is the grille. I have really mixed feelings about this grille. Sometimes I see it and I think it and the headlights work nicely together. Other times I think it looks awkward because they don't meet up correctly right here. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Some days I think it looks good, some days I think it looks awkward, but that's ultimately up to you. One part I will complain that is unacceptable at a price tag like these vehicles have is that the grille is not flush with the body right here. Like the little pieces aren't actually flush with the body panel. So I wish those were touching. It would look much better. You know, you expect that level of quality. You can't tell from a distance, but you expect that level of quality and craftsmanship when you're paying tens of thousands of dollars for a new vehicle. You do have these LED headlights which look nice. They say Explorer in them. You have these nice long daytime running lights which meet with the chrome bar there. I think that looks awesome. And you have these lower fog lights right here. Overall, I think it's an attractive front, even if the grille has some problems. Overall, it's a nice look. It's very athletic while beefy. And here we are at the side of the Explorer, and this is just a stunning looking side profile. I love the side profile of this vehicle. The sloping roofline right here, it looks really good in this $395 Rapid Red. I think it looks even better in blue, but this is an option, $395 Rapid Red. It looks great with these 21-inch $595 wheels. I do think they look a little basic for a premium wheel, but you know what, it does fit the character of the car, the premium character of the car. So yes, 21-inch wheels you're getting there. I like the aluminum accents they have along the car too, especially in the door handles. I think that helps break up the paint color really nicely. Mentioned, I love the sloping roofline. The aggressive C-pillar looks really good. This is like trademark Explorer right here. Really love how that looks. But the coolest part about the side of this vehicle is probably the most underestimated in almost any vehicle. That is the mirrors. These are the most advanced mirrors I've seen, probably next to the GMC 2500 Sierra, which had really crazy mirrors. These mirrors are power folding. They have LED turn signals. They are also heated, and they are dimming on the driver's side. So that's really cool. You know, it's really nice that on a vehicle that's like $60,000, they are thinking about little things like quality of life in the mirror. One thing that is not cool at this price point of $60,000 is all the black plastic down here. Making this body color would make this car feel a lot more premium, and at $60,000, you're in luxury car range, so you should be paying attention to that. But overall, it is a very good looking, very handsome and athletic side profile. Let's take a look at the back. The rear of the car continues that really sporty, athletic look. I really like the look of these thick taillights. I think that looks great. You have a washer for your rear camera right here, so that is a really useful feature. Looking down at the exhaust, this has sort of that weird exhaust that we saw in the Explorer last time we reviewed it, and we were wondering why the exhaust tips curve down before they reach the end of the actual pipe. One of you actually told us that's to prevent the tips from getting dirty, so that is a neat little detail that Ford does on this vehicle. Now let's talk about your liftgate. You do have a power foot activated liftgate in this vehicle. Let's see if I can get it. Ford does have really good foot activated liftgates. Their brand seems to get almost every time, unlike most other brands. Right here, you're gonna have about 18 cubic feet of space with your third row up. To put it down, you have a power button right here. and they will fold down power and back up power. You're gonna find about 48 cubic feet of space with that third row down and the second row up. If you really want to expand it though, you can fold that second row down and then you will find about 88 cubic feet of space. But before we further explore this Explorer, sorry about that, let's take a look at some of the other trim levels and some of the features they have to offer. Starting at $32,765, the base model Explorer comes with tri-zone auto climate control, a reverse sensing system, and the standard engine, which is a 2.3-liter i4 EcoBoost engine, making 280 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. You can expect to get about 19 in the city and 27 miles to the gallon on the highway. Starting at $36,675, the XLT will get you an 8-inch touchscreen, 18-inch aluminum silver painted wheels, along with the Ford Securicode, which is that cool entry code system right here that I really love. At $48,130, the Limited gets you features like an upgraded B&O 12-speaker sound system, Ford Copilot 360 Plus, leather seating materials, and a 360-degree camera. At around $54,740, the ST trim is the sport trim. It gets you goodies like an upgraded suspension tuned for sporty driving. You're getting four-wheel drive. You're also getting an upgrade engine, which is a 3-liter V6 EcoBoost engine pumping out 400 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. You can expect about 18 miles to the gallon in the city and about 24 on the highway. The Platinum model tops the range at $58,250. This model gets quilted leather seating. You're getting stuff like Park Assist 2.0, a twin panel moonroof, but excitingly, you're getting the premium technology package as an option, which is $995 extra, but it gets you a 10.1-inch portrait display. You're also getting a 12-speaker B&O audio system, and you're also getting multi-contour seats, which are essentially massaging seats. All Ford Explorers come standard with Ford Copilot 360, which is a suite of advanced driver assistance features, which include blind spot alert along with rear cross traffic alert. It's also going to get you features like lane keeping assist, and it's also going to get you auto emergency braking. On the XLT, it is an option, and on the Platinum and Limited, there is standard Copilot 360 Plus. Copilot 360 Plus gets you lane centering, sign recognition, evasive steering assist, and radar cruise control with stop and go functionality. Under the hood of this Platinum, you will find a 3-liter V6 cranking out 365 horsepower and 380 pound-feet of torque. That's going to give you a respectable 5,600 pound towing capacity, and you can expect about 18 city and 24 mpg in the highway. So you definitely have a capable engine right here that's routed through a 10-speed transmission to all four wheels. And here we are on the interior, and it is gorgeous. They did a really nice job with this wood right here. You have leather or leatherette materials all along the dash, along your doors, and you have this two-tone look going on, which is just awesome. I really like the seats. They are 10-way power adjusting seats. They also are that multi-contour massage type seat, which is part of that $995 premium technology package. I love the little diamond stitching they have going on in them, the perforation. They feel really comfortable to sit in. You have this nice mix of silver plastic here and a nice shiny reflective plastic, which just looks so good. My only part I don't like is this black plastic right here, this gray plastic, but that's a minor complaint with all the other good stuff to say about this. I also like the design of these air vents and how they flank the screen. We're going to talk about the screen specifically in just a second, but overall, first interior impressions are wonderful. Starting the vehicle up, you have your key right here. Not too much to say about, just your normal Ford key. Start the vehicle, foot on the brake, and your button to start the vehicle is right there. And first of all, your steering wheel looks great. I love the leather on it. It feels good, high quality leather. You then have this nice wood insert right here along with the metal. I love metal, wood, and leather together. Those are just the best materials you can use in a vehicle. I love how they did the silver Ford badge right there, distinguishing the Platinum a little bit. Your buttons look a little bit dense on the steering wheel. Could be difficult to figure those out, but I'm sure over time you would have no issue with them. I like how they brighten them up a little with the strip of chrome right there. The real star of the show, though, is not the steering wheel. It is the screen right there. In between the screen and the steering wheel, you do have these paddles, which are a little icky. I wish these weren't here, or if they were, that they'd be metal. I'd rather not have them than have this plastic stuff right here. Your stalks feel good, nice, snappy. But let's talk about this screen. This screen is controlled via this button on the steering wheel, we'll dismiss the low gas notification. You can sort of change what's being displayed, fuel economy, your trip meters, traditional stuff. There's nothing here that's out of the ordinary. What's kind of neat about this screen is how it changes with drive mode. So you have a drive mode selector down here, and as I turn it, you will see that the vehicle will change drive mode. So we're in normal now, but we can switch to trail, for example. The animation's a little bit choppy sometimes, so I wish they knew that, but you'll see now it's displaying like the angle of the car, which is neat. We can change it to sport mode, and you'll see that you get a little race flag and animation there, and then you get, you know, these little race dials. So it's really neat that they changed the screen as dramatically as they do, and that's the benefit of having these big screens in your gauge cluster. So overall, that driving experience is really awesome. Let me show you what it looks like as you're driving the vehicle. Really good sight lines, pretty thin A-pillar. I mean, you can see all the way out the car. Really good design. Now, this is the star of the show. This is why I wanted to review this specific vehicle, this 10.1-inch portrait display. As you can see, it's oriented vertically like a smartphone. This is how all screens should be in cars. It looks great. You have a really, really clear video on it. The screen is great. It has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So just some neat features about this. First of all is the camera. You hit the camera, you have a 360-degree camera, and you have a backup camera. It is a little bit awkward how it's crammed up to the very top portion, but that's not something Ford really has any control over, so I'm okay with it. You see we have this wide view front camera there, so that's a cool feature. If we go to apps, we can change, or sorry, not apps. If we go to settings, we can change our ambient lighting. So you can see we can choose our color, and we can choose the intensity then of that color. And this shows you how fluid this screen is too, just this animation right here. So I really like that. They have done a great job with this screen. We can go to our seats, and you can see this is where we can sort of turn on our massaging function. It feels really good. It uses the lumbar bags to roll you. It's a really strong massage, a really powerful one, and really deep. They did a very good job with it. So let's turn off this massage now. Seats off. There is a high, medium, low setting, and you can choose which type of massage you're getting. Now, if we go back to our settings, here's sort of a quirky little one I wanted to show you all. If we go to our vehicle, there's some lag right there, so that's interesting to take note of. If you go to your wipers, they have an interesting little feature called reverse wiper, which will turn on the rear wiper when the wipers are on and you put the vehicle in reverse. So they've thought of neat little things like that, and that makes me really happy. So overall, the screen does have moments when it lags like you recently saw, but other than that, it's a very crisp, responsive display. I really like that. So thumbs up to that, Ford. This is how all vehicle screens should be. This area is perfect from a practicality perspective, not so much from a fit and finish perspective. Let's talk about the downsides first. First of all, I don't like the gaps you have between these panels. That's a little large for a manufacturer like Ford in a vehicle this expensive. And then it's just this matte gray plastic, which is kind of icky. But let's talk about the good. You have easy access climate controls right here. They're nice and easy, always visible, no matter what. And I like that they have the big screen display pop up as soon as you start using them. So that is really, really awesome. You also have your heated, cooled seats right here, along with your heated steering wheel button. So this area, there's a lot to like from a practicality standpoint. You also have a volume knob, which is awesome, and it's nice and grippy too. So I really like to see that. And here is your center console area. You have a storage cubby at the front, which has a USB-A, USB-C port, and 12-volt outlet, and it's nice and deep. You can actually fit a lot in there. I commented in our Ford Edge review that this video, or this button that it had, was very clicky. It is not the case in the Ford Explorer, so I'm a little sad this button's kind of mushy because it felt so good in the Ford Edge, and here it doesn't feel that great. You have this nice silver plastic. This is going to show dirt pretty easily. That's something to keep in mind. It's flanked by this chrome, which looks all right. You have the rotary dial right here, so you just twist to put the vehicle in gear. Not much to say about that. Automakers do that instead of the lever to free up space. I prefer the lever, but oh well. Electronic parking brake, you have assistance features here. You have your parking assist, hill descent control, traction control button, auto start stop, and you also have that very important drive mode control I was showing off earlier. You also have a nice place to store your phone, and you also have 2 cup holders right there. So that's really nice. The cup holders have the little bits that hold your cup in nice and tight. You have a wireless charger right here, as you can see. take the phone out, put the phone in, and it will wirelessly charge. I must not have placed it correctly right there, but you get the idea. If I open up the center console right here, it's pretty deep, not as deep as I would expect, though the Edge had a deeper console, though it should be large enough to fit just about anything you need. I wish that it had the second level top opening piece instead of just this little tray. As an armrest, it actually works pretty well. I put the tray in the wrong spot. It actually works pretty well. It's nice and padded. You have nice stitching right here. Overall, really nice design. The rear of the vehicle is a great place to be. You have great legroom. This is where we would sit. You have fantastic headroom, actually. Like really, I'm really impressed with this. You can be a very tall person. You will be able to fit here just fine. So the space is great. The seats are very comfortable. You have heated seats back here. They are captain's chairs. They feel wonderful. Any passengers of any size really would be happy back here. You have these nice doors with your accent lighting. You have these nice aluminum speaker covers. It's just a really nice. You have nice amenities, heated seats, as I mentioned, climate controls back here. You have climate vents in the roof. You have this wonderful sunroof right here, which is just gigantic and makes the vehicle feel so much bigger. You have a nice little storage cubby in the center area, along with a USB-A port, a USB-C port, and a household outlet. The one downside of this interior in the middle row is the center console, or that's what Ford would like to call it. This would be perfectly acceptable what they're doing in the lower trims of this car around the $30,000 price range, but just sticking plastic cup holders on the floor is not acceptable when you start getting into the $60,000 price range. But other than that, this is a generally nice second row. Your kids or even adults that you're hauling around will be very happy back here. Let's take a look at the third row. And there are 3 rows in this car, and being a YouTube car review, it is now my duty as a YouTube car reviewer to climb into the back in a comedic manner for your all's entertainment. Please subscribe. I do this all for you. All right, there's a nice easy button on the shoulder of the seat that you just press. It folds forward really easily. And there's a nice wide sill right here that makes getting into the car actually really easy. I've gone into the third row, no problem right here. Now you can see I have plenty of headroom. Here's where Ford did some awesome stuff. Only 2 seats back here. They didn't try to smush 3 in here. That's really good. Hopefully that width will make up for the lack of legroom that I'm about to experience. So let's pull the seat back. There we go. I actually fit back here. My feet slide under the seat. Ford did a good job of making sure there's room under there for your feet. And my knees are not touching it. They're pretty close. So I would not want to be here a long time, but I could be. If you had to take 6 adults for a rather long ride, you could fit them in this vehicle. The second row would be happy. First row would be happy. Third row wouldn't be happy, but they would survive. This right here is slightly cheaper than that Platinum we were just reviewing. That was $60,000. This is about $57,000. This is the Explorer ST. Most of the difference between the 2 vehicles is in terms of performance. This one has, much better performance, has a better engine with more, sport tuning. You have sport tuned suspension. Interior, there aren't too many differences, except the seats here aren't as soft and like diamond perforated like the seats in that vehicle. Also, you have an ST embossing on these seats right here, which is pretty cool. And then instead of having things like wood, you sort of have this fake carbon fiber material right here. This vehicle in particular does have that technology package. You can see that tall vertical screen right there. One sort of interesting thing also to note is you get Ford Performance door sills instead of just the Explorer door sills on this ST model. But probably the coolest difference that Ford has between the Premium and the ST is the ST comes with what is called the ST driving experience. If you buy a Ford ST SUV, Ford will actually let you go out to Salt Lake City, where you will get to meet up with other ST SUV owners and you will have a driving experience. You just pay for your flight, they pay for your hotel, they pay for food, and from what I've read online, it's generally a very positive experience. So that's a really cool thing that Ford is doing for their ST customers. But those are really the main differences between the ST and the Platinum. So it depends if you want a more luxurious ride or if you want a more sporty one. So can I recommend the Ford Explorer? Well, it did have some hiccups, like the quality control right here with the grille not lining up, or inside with the wood and the gray plastic not quite matching up. But other than that, this vehicle seems to be a really solid choice. You have a lot of driver's assistance features. You have a really comfortable 3 rows of usable seats, which is just awesome. That's like unheard of, having 3 usable rows in these mid-sized sort of SUVs. You have, frankly, what I think is one of the best looking selling three-row SUVs you can buy right now. I mean, look at this thing. It is very, very handsome. Ford nailed the exterior design of this vehicle. They almost nailed the interior. They're so close to perfecting the interior, but yes, I can recommend this vehicle to anyone looking for a three-row SUV. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe, and thank you so much to Coonsport of Baltimore, especially Desmond, for letting us take a look at this vehicle. Thank you all so much. Have a great week. We'll see you in next week's video.